Dolly Bindra, Manoj Tiwari, Hindustani Bhau, Swami Om, and Sajid Khan. What is the one common link that joins all of these personalities? Well, besides them being aggressively controversial otherwise, these personalities were all a part of the famous Indian television show named Bigg Boss. Bigg Boss has entered its 16th season this year, and although each year you hear people talking about how absurd the show is, why you should not watch it, it doesn't quite reflect in the views similarly as its popularity is growing with each passing year. Before understanding this rather toxic love story between Indians and Bigg Boss, let us first have a look at the brief development of television in India. But before that, if you're new here and have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and if you're old and still not subscribed, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कर दो यार।
तो करना करो फिर।
Indian television is one of the most popular forms of entertainment. In the early years of television, the government had a stronger hold on the content. Educational shows and rural-centric content were promoted in the first phase of Indian TV. However, everything changed drastically with the advent of commercialization. While many would argue that this was the time when the content on the Indian TV saw a great fall, while the viewership experience in this period was more than ever owing to family dramas, soap operas, and Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi, Now coming back to our main topic. While there are many theories and debates on why the country loves the show Bigg Boss so much, a recent analysis by the Indian Express showcased how the entire phenomena must just be a basic human need to fulfill their voyeuristic needs. What Bigg Boss does is that it gets some recognizable faces together, some more famous than the rest. All of these people bring their audiences also. They compete for 3 long months. So 3 months full of conflict, humor, competitiveness, relationships, masala, so on and so forth. Bigg Boss creates a world for the people watching, while those watching on the TV perhaps know that they are being catered to on purpose. They still buy it because good or bad, all of us can agree that this is entertaining to an extent. When people see the country's biggest superstar literally bajao a few contestants every weekend, that fulfills our quota for the memes of the week. And honestly, what more do we need? Reality shows of this kind are made with a formula of providing a sneak peek into the lives of the people we have only seen from afar, and often portraying certain characters which might be far away from their real self. When we see the same people fighting over groceries, partners, or even better, eggs, it does cater to our needs of perceiving these individuals as one of us. Depending on how much a person is involved in the show, there is also a level of emotional connection which seems organic, but is fed to you in that way, you see. The show makes a few people the hero and antagonizes the rest. The conflict is what gains them the most traction through news, ads, or best, the internet. There is always a bit of hate factor involved, but it doesn't really affect the show. For instance, this time it was Sajid Khan, but still, the show is running successfully and has collected high numbers of TRP. While some celebrities get absolute love for who they are, irrespective of how rough their attitude might be for the outside world. For instance, Gautam Gulati, or even popular Sidharth Shukla, who was unapologetic even if he has done something wrong, and brim with attitude and aggressiveness. People just love this about him. In the present season, though Archana was not morally wrong, and Shiv, who got physically hurt, was, the consequence of it had to be borne by her. Sunanda Rajan, the assistant editor of The Print, is of the opinion that Bigg Boss is more like a social and a psychological experiment, and has remained constant due to its sticking to the format and originality of the content, rather than making a theatrical fiasco like how Roadies did it or Spitzvilla did it. Some people say that they would watch Dolly Bindra turn into a monster than Dhum Tanana from a TV serial. This is an amazing reason we found on the internet that if you self-doubt yourselves sometimes as to why you're always in misery and that something is wrong about your life or the way you're living it, watch Bigg Boss. You'll realize that even celebrities fight over petty things like food, coffee, and sippers. You're not the only one out there. Now let's talk about the hook of the show, Salman Khan. It wasn't always him, from Shilpa Shetty to Amitabh Bachchan to Arshad Varsi to Sanjay Dutt and now to Bhai. Now Shilpa Shetty was the first host of the show because this show and the format of the show is originally copied from a foreign show called Big Brother, which Shilpa Shetty won with a lot of difficulty. According to reports, the TRP for Colors shoots up every weekend as Bhai comes over for the weekend kavar and takes the class of the contestants as he is himself out there. People just love it when Salman does that. Money is also a factor which gives a message to people that what an individual can do for money. For those who have been living under a rock, the contestants who come on Bigg Boss get paid per week For instance, according to the reports, the highest paid contestants of Bigg Boss season 16 is Nimrit Kaur, who is apparently paid 8 to 9 lakh rupees per week. Yep, you heard it right. It's not all about that little prize money which gets tax deductions also. With the entry of the internet, the entire phenomena becomes a very serious business. All the time when Bigg Boss is on, you'd see the contestants trending on Twitter, tweeting about how wrong and how right they are. Many who do not pay any attention to the show often wonder how relatively silly acts of an individual get more traction than a countrywide protest held by an opposition leader. All of this is possible because there is machinery working in the background which curates the trend and pushes it deeper. Numbers do all the magic here. Well, this is all about the factor why India loves Bigg Boss, and Bigg Boss has also proven its mettle every year by giving the right kind of masala, bringing in exes, getting together families, doing everything that they can possibly do to make the show more and more spicy. Truly salute to the originality that the show has maintained and the kind of interest that it has evoked in the people's life, and multiplying into different languages like Tamil, Kannada, so on and so forth. If you enjoyed this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, write to us in the comments about what you felt, and if you have something else to watch, stay tuned to News Hamster for more such content ahead. Thank you.